is it? Answer your phone, son. This is your boy, man.
Hi everyone, welcome to Live with Barb and Ray.
I'm Barb.
And I'm Ray. I think we're going to just jump right into it today.
We have a lot to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about, and
which is dangerous with you and I.
Yes.
Yes.
This will be a 38-minute video.
Stay tuned.
Just kidding. Everyone right now scrolled down to the bottom to check. No. So it won't be 38 minutes. One thing I wanted to get right into that's happened to me personally a lot in the last few weeks is phishing scams, the phishing emails.
Yep.
And it seems like it's getting worse and worse. And I got one a couple days ago that just...
They're getting good at it.
Yeah, I read it and I thought, you know what? I bet you 90% of people are clicking on this and falling for it. I got an email and it said, "Hi, Ray, you have my neighbor's house for sale. I'm interested in selling my property. Can we talk about this?" And so, absolutely, I'm excited about it. My assistant read the email. She called me, said, "Hey, you should call this person right away." I said, "Well, what's the phone number?" And she says, "There's no phone number in there. What's the address?"
That's always interesting.
"What's the address?" "No address in there." I said, "Oh, it's probably a scam." And she read it and says, "Doesn't look like a scam to me." So I said, "Well, let's do this. Let's respond." I respond to the email. I say, "Hi, this is Ray. No problem. How's tomorrow at 2? And by the way, what's your address? I'll do a little bit of research." So it took a couple days. They respond back and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, out of the country. And by the way, grammar. You got to read the grammar in these things, because when you start seeing horrible grammar, big sign of it's probably from a different country." And so I respond. I get the response back, and it says, "We've been out of the country." That's another big one.
Always out of the country. Did they ask for money?
They didn't ask for money. I've seen those, and those are even worse. And so pretty much what they responded back, "We're out of the country. Here's an attached list of all the amenities at our house. Please look through."
And it probably wasn't a PDF.
It was not a PDF. It's a link. It's like a Google Drive link. So not how we send PDFs back and forth in our everyday work life, but just a link at the bottom of the email.
Don't open it.
95% I bet people click on that link. And essentially what's happening, we had an FBI agent come talk to us about these scams and people losing their money in wires. And I think this is where it starts. Whatever they do on that link, I'm not tech savvy or nerdy enough to know what happens when you click on that link. But they get into your computer, then they start watching your emails. They have infiltrated your information, and that's when they can change wire instructions, and they get into your stuff.
I actually do know what they do. So when you click on that link, what happens is will open up your Google Drive login. And it'll ask you to log in. And your assistant doesn't realize that she's already logged into Google Drive. But she re-enters her information, and then they're in your system. And then they're in your Google Drive, and they're in your email, and they're watching what you're doing. And that's how they're getting in.
So you're a nerd. You know all this stuff.
I'm kind of a nerd. Well, and that's why in the MLS, if you look at any of my listings in the private remarks, I actually state in the private remarks, do not send me your offer with a link. A lot of agents do want to put it on Google Drive, put it in one PDF. You're not trying to email over a large document. I get that. But when you send me a link and an offer, I don't know if you're really a realtor. And I'm not going to click on that link. So I put in my private remarks, PDFs only.
Speaking of which, I've even gotten one because that was more of a client, a seller wanting to, and that's when we get excited. I got one, I had a property that hadn't been shown in like months, maybe a month or something. And
was it overpriced?
It was overpriced. And all of a sudden an offer shows up for this property. And I go, what?
But you hadn't had any showings.
Property hasn't been shown, and it was over $1 million, and that's usually when you have a relationship, an agent's calling you, "Hey, I showed it, they like it, we're sending you an offer." So I start reading through the email. There's no BRE number. It just says a name.
DRE. You know where the DRE now.
I'm always going to screw that up.
Yeah.
And there's no company name. It just says realtor. And so I tried calling the phone number. Phone number's disconnected.
Of course.
And so that was another one where like most agents would be excited to get an offer on their $1 million property. Click and boom, it's in there.
So be careful out there.
Just be careful because it's getting really bad.
We're all about education here at the Live with Barb and Ray show, and we want to make sure that you don't end up with something severe happening because you clicked on a link, which seems so juvenile, so easy. Just click on a link, no big deal. We're used to clicking links every day.
And we hear the stories about things like this happening. I've had in one of my own transactions, it wasn't my client, luckily, but somebody lost $30,000 because of one of these scams.
It happens.
And there's no getting that money back. There's no cyber security insurance that's really in play yet, and so it's a big problem. And so be careful out there.
Speaking of technology, we just got back from the Inman conference. Inman, if you don't know, does a conference called Inman Connect. They do it twice a year, and it's considered the largest marketing and technology conference. Really, technology conference is what they started out as. And I've been going a few years now. This was your first year, I believe. And we saw some interesting things. You know, the most interesting thing I discovered, Ray, after listening to the entire conference is there isn't really anything new.
There isn't.
There isn't really anything new in technology going on. Robots aren't going to take over the real estate industry. We're still going to be around, which is really important for all of our members to hear. But what I thought was the most interesting was the biggest theme of the conference was relationships.
Yeah, and the best part about that is relationships require us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at a technology conference,
Yeah.
they were talking about relationships. And the big aha for most people was get face-to-face with your clients, follow up with your clients, stay in touch with the people you already know, and sell homes to them.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you know, I was on a panel, and some research I did before the panel, I was on a relationship panel, and NAR does a profile of home buyers and home sellers every year, and they publish it. And in there's a stat that says 89% of buyers that closed escrow that they interviewed said at closing, would use their realtor again or refer their realtor. So my question to everyone is, why aren't you following up with them? If 89% at closing are saying they'd use you again, that's a very high statistic.
Yeah.
Why are realtors chasing technology and chasing online leads instead?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there isn't a place for online leads. Like, people dabble in online leads. I get online leads just organically from listings, follow up on them. Great.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be your focus if 89% are saying they would use their realtor
So we need
again.
to go back to the old school ways of doing real estate. Is
Yeah,
really
belly
what
to
we
belly.
learned at the technology conference.
Right?
And by the way, you did a great job up on stage. That was
Thank you.
front and center, and
Thank you.
And that was very interesting to watch. You stole the show from
Oh,
the
you're
other
very sweet, but
speakers.
thank
And then
you.
one of the things I really enjoyed at Inman was walking through the Startup Alley.
Startup Alley.
And it's
Tell them what
actually,
Startup Alley is.
Startup Alley is, this was kind of neat because it's not 10-foot booths.
No.
Everyone had like a little kiosk that was about this wide,
Mm-hmm.
and their names are up on these things. I thought it was kind of funny because there's all these weird names, and none of their names.
No.
You look at their name and you go, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
The marketing on that part of it wasn't good, but so you actually had to kind of walk up to everybody and say, what do you do? I can't tell by your name. Give me your pitch.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how I would leave some of those guys going, they're not going to be around much longer. Like,
No.
they have these grand ideas of what their business is going to do to take over real estate. I go, not going to work. Not going to work. That's not a bad
Might
idea.
work.
Might stick
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But we'll keep an eye on you. But it was fun
Yeah.
to get all these different opinions and just all the things people are inventing.
And then, so there's Startup Alley, and then there's the actual, what we would call a trade show, where it's the successful vendors or established vendors. And what's crazy to me is still the number one theme I saw was virtual staging.
Yeah, there's
Virtual
a lot
staging
of
was still the number one thing. Virtual
Yeah.
staging, CRMs, and websites.
Yeah.
That was still, those are the three hot things until if you want to know where the technology is in real estate, there you go.
Yep. So Inman was a lot of fun. Next, what are we talking about?
We're looking
We
for
were
some
talking-
realtor members. We
Yeah.
want to feature you.
If you're an agent out there just kicking butt, you think you have something that you can bring to the show that we can share with membership that can help better our profession. That's really what we're here to do.
Are you doing something interesting in marketing? Do you have a different idea? Are you doing great client parties for your relationships?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, and we're just kind of curious to see if anybody out there wants to be on our show. And so
We want to interview you.
Yeah, send out an email. It's Barb and Ray. I gotta look, Barb and Ray at pwr.net. Send that over, and
I also want to hear from the rookies. If you're a new agent and you're killing it in your first couple years in business, we have so many new agents who don't make it past 3 to 5 years in the business. Frankly, even a year or two.
Yeah.
And they get discouraged, they give up, and they go get regular jobs. And I'd love to feature some rookies. And when I say rookies, I mean newer in the business. If you're doing something well or you caught on to something well, we'd love to talk to you.
And even questions. If you're a newer agent and you have questions about maybe something you'd like to see the association doing or us talking about up here, we'd be happy to take on questions
Absolutely.
as well.
So we have some really exciting upcoming events I want to run through really quick. And most importantly is next month's Live with Barb and Ray guest. We are going to have Ed Zorn, who's the VP and General Counsel for CRMLS. And one of the biggest problems we're having with MLS issues is copyright. And unfortunately, there's some big myths about Google, copyright, and the MLS. And that's all I'm going to say. So if you have specific questions about copyright or have been having issues or are confused about what you're hearing, email us at barbandray@pwr.net, and we will be sure to ask Ed those questions live next month.
And to go a little less vague on Google copyright, Street View.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Street View and the rules on that.
Be careful out there. Yeah. A couple other upcoming events. We have our charity foundation. We just had a great golf tournament. So fun. It was hot.
It was very hot.
But we raised a lot of money. Social Tuesday. Social Tuesday, August 21st at the Long Beach Petroleum Club. Now, you're going to hear, we're at Long Beach for the next couple of these events, but that's because our membership does span Orange County and Long Beach, and we do try to mix our events 50-50 in different locations. So our next Social Tuesday will be at the Long Beach Petroleum Club, August 21st. CAR Reimagine, otherwise known as the CAR Expo, renamed to Reimagine. This is a free event for our members. If you're a PWR member, you are a CAR member, and this is a free event for you to attend most of the classes and the trade show. So don't miss that, October 9th to the 11th at the Long Beach Convention Center.
If you need pens and chip clips, you should definitely go.
If you want snacks, just go to the trade show floor. But what I like is most of the classes are free.
Yes.
Now, October 9th, the first day, is they're doing a Teams track. They're doing, I believe, a broker track, and they're doing, I think, a technology track. And those are paid tickets, but it's a great day to go learn. And then Wednesday, Thursday are all the free stuff. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. And then the last one I have is November 29th. We're going to have our PWR legal update at the Long Beach Airport Marriott featuring Gov Hutchinson. Everybody loves them some Gov, right? You want to hear about what's going on, the legal trends. He runs the whole legal department at CAR, all the attorneys. He talks about the new forms, and we're also going to have some other guests that we're still lining up, so we don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. But November 29th, don't miss that date.
So up next, we are going to go over and visit with our YPN group. We've been in here a few minutes getting them set up, and they are very nervous. So hopefully that carries over on film. We told them there's no takes, no redos.
No
so
redos,
you stumble
no
on the
retakes.
words, you keep going.
Yeah, live with Barb and Ray.
Walk over
Let's go check
and
it out.
let's go meet up.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
Great.
Our Young Professionals Network.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to start off and have you guys all introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
I'm Beth Sparks. I'm the chair of the PWR YPN.
I'm Brian Arahan, vice chair of the PWR YPN.
My name is Dana Delmer, and I'm the affiliate chair of YPN.
And I'm Danielle Femmel. I am the membership and events chair of PWR YPN.
Thank you for being on the Live with Barb and Ray show. We're very excited to hear what you're up to. And first I want to make sure our members understand that YPN stands for Young Professionals Network, and it is a NAR sponsored committee. And so there's an NAR YPN, there's a CAR YPN, and we are the relaunch of the PWR YPN. And the best thing about these guys is they came to us and said, let's restart our Young Professionals Network. So Beth, tell us why YPN, what's your mission, and why are you here?
YPN is all about getting involved, taking steps towards leadership, getting involved in your community. Really, when you've been a realtor and you're looking for kind of a place to belong, a place to kind of learn more and get educated, and a place to fit in, even if you've been in the business a long time and you just want some refresh, some energy, to come in. We're doing a lot of educational events. We are doing a relaunch event, and we're doing a lot of things to try and bring you guys in and help you guys find a place. We all know real estate can be stressful and hard, so this is
and
a
it's
place
not just the young, it's also the young at heart, new to the business,
Right.
or you've been in the business a long time and you just want to come learn technology from these guys. So that's my advice. You've been in the business a while, you want to learn technology, this is the place to come.
Learning.
correct.
Brian,
Yes.
tell us about your kickoff event.
Oh, it's going to be one of the most amazing events that we'll have this year. It's going to be that don't want to miss event. It's going to be August 9th, 6:30 to 9:30. We're going to have a ton of networking there. It's free to PWR members. You want to be there because, again, it's going to be one of those events where, oh, I missed out. So you don't want to miss
We've
out.
talked about FOMO before, haven't
don't
we?
do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's one of the biggest. It's worse than buyer's remorse. So don't worry about that. And if you want to know more about going, you're going to have a link pretty soon here that you can be able to click on. August 9th, 6:30 to 9:30 at Queensview Steakhouse, right at Parker's Lighthouse in downtown Long Beach. So great venue. We spent a lot of time finding it. again, FOMO, right? Don't
Yep,
miss.
don't miss out. Dana, you are the affiliate chair, and affiliates are a big part of all committees in real estate. So how can affiliates get involved, and why should they want to be involved?
Yes, Barbara. So I'm really excited to be the affiliate chair here, and I would love for other affiliates to be involved as well. We all know it's super important to network and be educated and share that education with all the other agents that we're helping with. So if you would like to get involved, you can go on PAC West YPN, and you can get involved and be added there. You can also contact any of us, so we're happy to help you get involved into our group and our committee. But there's going to be tons of events that we're going to be hosting and being a part of. So if you'd like to be involved and be educated, feel part of a group, and network with a ton of amazing agents and other affiliates, be sure to contact us.
And Danielle, so there's a lot of members out there who might want to get involved. They don't know how. So if they're a PWR member and they want to get involved with YPN, what do they do?
Well, it is free.
Yeah!
It is free to be involved with PWR YPN. There are a couple of steps that you can take in order to maximize all of the events that you come to. First of all, if you go on Facebook, you can go to our PWR Young Professionals Network page. This is our public page where you can get all of the information about any upcoming events.
It's like your website, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any upcoming events that we have, you're more than welcome to come to any and all of them and invite your friends and realtors and affiliates as well. If you want to get a little bit more involved and have more of a sense of community of the PWR YPN, we do have a public page, or I'm sorry, a private page on Facebook that it's literally PWR YPN, not Young Professionals Network. And you can go ahead and request to be added on there, and then that way you can get involved in other committees and communities and just, you know, become part of our cute little family.
Because the best part about a committee is a committee doesn't exist without members.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need members, right? So don't be shy. And by joining the committee, you're not committing yourself to anything.
Absolutely not.
Although you can definitely get involved.
And you can hang out with us.
100%. We have fun.
Yeah, well,
We have
we,
a lot of fun.
we want to thank you guys for not only coming today, but for all that you're doing, because you all really do have a servant's heart, and Ray and I, as leaders of the association, really appreciate that. And we're very, very, very proud of you guys.
And Danielle, I want to put you on the spot. While we were getting set up, I heard you clearing your vocal cords. I want you to do that. Do it. Do it. I was thinking, Disneyland riding through like the Snow White right now. So that was pretty good. So we want to thank YPN Group for being here. We want to thank our membership for watching again. And again, stay classy out there, PWR.
Thank you, guys.